Today we're going to take a look at the monkey Baguazhang form. So we're going to take it on from the previous basic level. So the monkey is all about agility, body coordination, and this is really good for health. The agility is key when it comes to doing the monkey form, and trying to get everything coordinated is really where most of the skills are going to lie. With the art itself, it's more important that you get these movements coordinated properly, because this is what's going to teach your body how to move in the correct way, and also to develop the right attributes of the monkey. So as we've done a full circular Qigong walk, we're going to finish back in the start position with the left foot forwards, left hand in. So just for basic reference, we're going to step around, we're going to bump the first attack, we're going to re-strike with the back of the palm as we drop the elbow. We then do 3 circles with the right hand as the left hand starts to drift out, and we need to finish the final posture all at the same time. So as you can see, the right hand has got a lot more to do than the left, though it's very difficult to coordinate the body and also to get all the movements to finish all at the same time, ready to go into the second part of section 1. The second part of section 1 is called the agitated monkey attacks. So after we've finished the end of part 1, we're then going to bring the right hand across to bump again. The left hand comes up behind as we set the right foot, and then as we swing the foot round to the back, that's going to turn the body all the way around to face the rear. Now, as soon as we turn the hands over, we're going to strike down. We're going to keep the weight and the foot locked in, because this is going to allow us to just spring forwards and rebound into that next attack. So as the hands come down, we're going to lean slightly over that front leg, not putting too much pressure on the knee. But then as soon as the hands come down, as we drop forwards, we're going to strike down on kidney 1. And that's going to help to release the energy up through the legs and then into our final strike. One thing that you'll notice from the combat applications of the monkey is that we try to clear from the outside to the in, or from the inside to the out, and then strike down the line that we've just cleared. So again, with this section here, we're really looking at that idea of deflecting everything to one side to open up our striking line. So as soon as we finish part A of section 1, we're going to parry, turn round to the back. We're going to bump the attack across to the left-hand side. We're going to strike down and remove anything that might get in the way of this next strike. So as the hands rest and move the arms out of the way, we're going to drop forward and strike straight up towards the throat. Section 2 only has one part to it, and it's called Monkey Throws Its Hands into the Air. Okay, so as we finish with Monkey Offers the Fruit, we're going to bring the heel up onto the circumference, hook back with the left hand. As we swing the left foot round to the back, we're going to power that right hand straight up through the center, straight down, and then as we throw the hands over, we do another jump. So again, with it being the monkey, the agility is really what we're trying to develop in the body, and really try to get those athletic postures to really raise the energy up. With section 2, the main focus is going to be striking up and down on this vertical line. So as we hook towards the back, we're going to turn the body over to the left, and then the right hand is going to swing slightly across towards the left shoulder as it comes up. We then circle around and come back down towards the left. Then as we throw the hand up, because it's coming up towards the right, it means it makes life a little bit easier to balance as we jump. So as we throw the hand up, again keeping the arm slightly over to the right hand side, we're going to throw, and then that allows us to move our feet. So as we throw the hand into the air, that's going to make it a lot easier for your legs to do the foot movements in order to keep yourself on the circle and moving in the right direction. Just to finish section 2, we need to do 2 shuffles with 2 waves. So as soon as we've landed from our plum blossom, we're going to shuffle forwards on the left foot. Right hand is going to strike upwards. Now as the right foot catches up, we're going to strike up with the left and sit the weight backwards. Now we repeat the same thing again, forwards on the left leg, up with the right hand, and then bring the back foot up to strike upwards as we sit back. We then just cross the arms in front of the body, turn on the heels, and then we go straight into section 3. Okay, so section 3 also has 2 sections. The first one is called Monkey Gathers the Twigs. The second one is called Monkey Builds its Nest. So the main focus for section 3, part 1, is going to be just collecting and wrapping the arms up, also to strike with, whereas the second part is going to be striking from a closed position. So from the end of section 2, we have the arms crossed right over left. Now, as we turn the body, we're going to sink the weight into the left heel. The hands are going to strike down, curve up and rebound into the neck. So obviously when it comes to doing the fighting applications and practice, you just do one side at a time. It makes no sense to do both together, but this is a posture that's really good for the health side of the art. But we get to that later in the Qigong. We then wrap the arm around the back of the opponent's arm, link to our own forearm, and as we shuffle, we're going to strike in towards the neck. Now from here we step behind with the left foot, outside change, but that outside change is going to finish over the circumference. Now from here we're going to twist into our stance, just dropping the level slightly, circle the hand up, and we grab to the outside of the neck. Pull the neck in towards ourselves, and then we're going to scoop the arm around and strike out straight. This part of the form is going to be a choke, almost into a neck break. So as soon as we scoop up through the center, we grab onto the back of the neck, and then as we jump, we strike forwards and back. When you're really developing these forms, and it's much easier when you do it outside when you have lots of space, is that as you do the plum blossoms, whether it's a 360 or just a 180, as you throw the hands over, we're stamping that back foot down onto the floor, and this is for 2 reasons. First of all, for the balance, in which I said, so making sure that you hit that balance position instantly as soon as you make contact with the ground. That shock up through the body is also really good for building strength in the bones. I wouldn't suggest that you do really big jumps when you land, because obviously you can start to damage your feet as well as put a lot of excess pressure on the knees and ankles. But just being able to leave the floor and stamp the feet into the ground is going to really help build that strength through the bones. Also helps you to really focus on developing the body as a whole. Okay, so moving into the second part of section 3, which is Monkey Builds a Nest. So the first movement, we step forward and we elbow into our own palm. So from under cover, we're going to keep the hand on the elbow as we strike up. Now we cross the hands again, coming into this closed position, and we thrust the hands out again into this phoenix spreads the wings. Then we do something similar on the other side. We bring the hands in nice and close to the body, turn on the heels, and then we thrust the palms out into another phoenix spreads its wings, and this is where we start to walk for Qigong. Okay, so when it comes to the Qigong aspect of this form, we're going to hold 2 number 1 palms, and this posture, in the circular form, it's called phoenix spreads its wings. So we hold 2 number 1 palms as we walk the circle. Again, when the inside leg steps through, this is when we breathe in. The tongue is rested against the hard palate, so we breathe it in and out through the nose. As we step with the right foot here, this is when we breathe out. So we need to just stretch that inside palm as we step with the left, and then we relax the inside palm, stretch the right palm when we breathe out. So there's a few things that you have to practice. I would recommend that in order to get the most out of this Qigong, you start off with just a static hold. So you can hold like this with the arms in the right position. You can just breathe in, stretch your left palm, breathe out, stretch your right palm, and then you can start to just focus on the walking. Take it all the way around the circle until you finish in the same posture that you started. The next section is going to be section 4. Again, it's going to have 2 parts. The first part is called Violent Monkey. So as we finish the Qigong, we're going to take that in-breath, and that in-breath is going to continue into the first movement. So as soon as you step through, you place the foot down. As soon as you make contact, that's when you're going to start. So as soon as that foot finishes moving, the right hand is going to come out as you hook back with the left, step around to face the reverse direction, chop in towards the neck. Again, we're closing the arms in towards the center. So we're dragging the arms down, opening up that neck again. And the same thing happens. The weight's slightly forward on this left leg. So as we pull the hands in, we're going to just pick up that left foot. That should release the catch and we should naturally fall forward, delivering that power into the next strike. So as soon as this left foot's loaded, we're just going to take a small adjustment on the left foot. Again, you're going to strike down onto that kidney 1 point, which is going to allow the energy to come up through the body, and then the wave travels up into monkey offers the fruit. Okay, so to move into the second part of section 4, this is called monkey clears the way. We have monkey clears the way again later on in the form as well, but it has a slightly different application. So as we strike up from monkey offering the fruit, we're going to close the palms up. We turn on the heel. We're going to do a sideways figure 8. We're going to split the line up through the center, down through the center, and again dragging the opponent's arms down towards the mid chest, which is going to open up that line for again another strike with monkey offers the fruit. Everything is exactly the same. As soon as you turn your body, 1, 2, up, down, only this time we're not front weighted. So we're slightly sat towards the back, which means that when you do your monkey offering the fruit application, you need to physically shuffle forwards with that right leg and strike that kidney 1 point as soon as the hands deliver that power. So a couple of things here. Firstly, the sideways figure 8 with your hands connected. This is just a very basic level learning tool. So when we start doing this at an advanced level, you're not going to physically link the palms. This is just a beginner's tool. So this is going to allow the beginner just to get the right movement, the right hand coordination, up and down, much simpler to do when your hands are connected than if they're separated, because that means that you're not getting the right training for the wrists and also not connecting it with the body movements. Instead of closing the palms and holding them together, there's just going to be a slight gap. So as you move, there's going to be a separation with the palms, and this means that when you use these tools for either combat techniques or even for Qigong, it means that the hands move in this figure 8 pattern nice and smoothly on their own. As we turn the body and we do the sideways figure 8, what we're really learning to do is parry to the right, we're learning to parry to the left, we're learning to split the line high, we're learning to split the line low, and then obviously to strike. So in theory, they're not supposed to be used all 4 together. You're supposed to just use maybe one where you strike to the side and then circle around and do the strike. You know, this can be double palm or it can be single palm. It doesn't really make a lot of difference, just as long as you're getting the correct training. So just very basic martial art concept, but the way that it's done in the form is to show you all 4 directions linking in a nice smooth movement, and then just shows you the strike on the end. So it's very, very simple. So moving into section 5, this one's called Monkey Picks the Fruit. So the hand position for Monkey Picks the Fruit is going to be your thumb pressing down on the tip of your ring finger. This not only helps to form the right position for the striking applications, but it also helps to activate the triple heater meridian. So the triple heater meridian runs all the way to the tip of the ring finger. With the thumb pressing down on it slightly, it's more of a reference, so it's something that you learn and it's part of the art as a whole. So again, there's lots of information in this form that you need to look quite in detail at to make sure that you understand all these kind of nuggets of information that are going to help you to understand both the healing applications and also the combat and all the other fun stuff. The thumb is going to press down on the ring finger. This is also going to help to bring the thumb in, so when you're doing any applications where you're defending or striking with the outside of the arm, it's going to pull your thumb out of the way. In the basic form, we're going to do a hop, and it's the same thing again. We're going to land flat onto the heel and make sure that we access that power that's going to come up through the body. As we hop, we're stamping that back foot into the floor turning the body 180 degrees and heading back in the other direction. In the basic form, we're going to do a big hop towards the back, and that's just to symbolize that we're being attacked, and this is just to move your body out of the way. Now, when you start to do it at a slightly more advanced level, we're not going to move the body back so much, but just to adjust that foot and strike the heel into the floor. Because it's an athletic movement and we're jumping, we want to land again on the heel of the foot, which is going to do all that good stuff for our bodies. Now, from basic level, we're going to pull the hand back across towards the ear, and this is going to be almost like a blocking movement towards the rear before we re-attack. We're going to hop, pull it in, and then jam forwards with the finger strike. As we start to reach a slightly more advanced level, we don't want to retreat so much, because that leaves us a lot of ground to make up, as well as it kind of softens the movement and makes it quite nice and easy to do. But when we're training this for real, we want to try to give our bodies a lot of difficult work to do, so it benefits from all of the stimulus that comes through landing heavy on this leg. Again, you don't have to jump high, you just have to stamp that foot into the floor, and even just from about half an inch up, you can get a really good connection, and that's going to help to bring the energy up into the body. So in the advanced level, all we're going to do is we're going to turn the foot on the spot, and that's going to set our position. It's a lot more solid for then the re-attack. And then we strike kidney 1 on the front leg and jam the fingers into the neck. We're going to bring the hand up on the outside. The way that the energy flows around the body, especially through the arms, it goes down on the outside and it comes up through the inside. Even though this feels very much like a Xingyi movement, when we do this for Qigong, as the hand comes up, we're trying to encourage the energy moving down the inside of the arm. This is why we turn the palm over. This is why the hands are in this position. So as it comes up through here, the energy is returning back towards the center. Again, don't make contact, just a light hover over the surface. Then as you come forwards, that energy is going to raise up through the body. And then as you slap step forwards with that kidney 1 point, the hand's going to turn it over and strike in a slightly downwards manner as you bring the back leg up. So the last movement from part A, section 5, is going to be this elbow to the outside of the circle. I'm going to come through, going to bring the hand up. We slap the kidney 1 point, strike down with the right hand, and now we just adjust the right leg and strike out of the circumference. And we're going to reattach these fingers. So everything the same as we did before, activating the triple heater meridian, striking with the elbow, and then we move into part B of section 5. For this section here, the hands are going to come up and come round. All we're going to do is just switch that foot position. And for this one, we're going to strike down with the yin palm. So any low attack is going to be done or picked up with the back of that left hand. The other right hand is going to strike forwards. Now, depending on the success of that strike, you're going to grab to the outside, step through with the left foot, and you're going to finger jab to the neck. So as soon as you strike here, the hands are going to come through and you're going to strike straight through with the right palm. And you're going to keep the weight slightly back. So as soon as the foot hits the floor, the pressure is pushing back into your left hand side, which is going to kind of slingshot that strike out, but it also helps you to keep balance within your feet. So section 6 is going to be called spinning monkey. If you've watched the other video, this is a very complex set of movements. The idea is mainly for coordinational purposes. You've just got a continual set of movements that are just going to help you flow through into the next section. So again, mainly for coordinational purposes, but there are tools in there that will help you, but they are covered in other applications that we have that are far more usable in other parts of the form. When you are doing this at basic level, and please don't jump to this straight away because you'll miss all of the detail and the control that it's going to teach you. But as soon as you've done all that, when you're doing this for things like Qigong, or you're doing this at a Fajing pace, you really don't have to be so pedantic with the footwork. As long as you do the right amount of steps and get the right angle as you come out, everything is fine, okay? So the basic training is there to teach you all of the foundation skills that you need in order to perform these movements. But then as soon as you've moved on from that, you can start to loosen up a little bit. You've learnt the skill that you need. Okay, so moving into the first part of section 7, we have monkey clears the way. And this is another one where we link the fists in basic form. So as soon as you've finished monkey offering the fruit, you're going to turn and set the foot around. You're going to step around and parry. This time the leg is loaded and the foot is turned in. In the basic one, we're interlocking the fingers, and this is going to bump the arms out of the way. We're going to smash down, and then we're going to thump straight in towards the center of the chest. The idea of having the fingers interlocked is literally to force your body into doing the correct movement. If you don't link the hands, you can do the posture quite easily, and you don't have to contort the body and get as much of a stretch and bend on your torso. So in order for you to work this into an advanced level, you're going to do the parry exactly the same. If you've done enough basic training, you've got your body bending in the correct ways, you've got the weight set over that left leg, and then as you turn your body, you're going to strike down. Same as before, we're just going to load that left leg, pick up the foot, and we naturally fall forwards into our strike. Instead of doing this double punch in towards the center of the chest, we're going to just separate the hands. So we're going to go round one, down almost like a double chop, and then as we finger jab, we're going to go straight towards the same point, but using the fingers instead of that linked fist. Okay, so moving into the second part of section 7. Now, the hands go onto the outside and we wrap around the arms. We want to try to get nice and high up, just around triple heater 11. So we're just above the elbow as we lock in. Then as we shake the body, this is going to hopefully, or in theory, is going to hyperextend the elbows. So that's where breaking the bamboo comes in. So as soon as we wrap the arms, we shake the body like this, and that's going to apply that pressure to the elbow joints on both sides. So as soon as you wrapped, you're then going to step in and you're going to strike with the elbow. You're going to strike into the high rib cage, so anywhere kind of spleen 17 on the corner of the pec, or gallbladder 23, which is slightly further around, just somewhere around that area as you strike with the elbow. We're going to do 2 parts to this single chop, but it's going to move in one movement. So from here we shake, step around with the left, the right hand is going to go up and down. Now as the arm swings up, and the hands are going to travel up and they're going to sit just above the eyebrows. You're going to slap step forwards, that's going to project the arms forwards and down, and at the same time you're going to just crunch your abdominals, and that's going to bring the power in. Now that allows you to save energy when you strike, but also you conserve a lot more energy because you're using much bigger muscle groups to add the power to the application rather than just using the arms to swing down by the sides. Okay, so moving into section 8. Section 8, both parts are called monkey breaks the lotus root. So breaking the lotus root usually means either an attack to the legs or it's going to be some kind of takedown. So breaking the roots of anything, and you're trying to bring something down towards the ground. So as you throw the arms downwards, you then turn your body sideways as you shuffle along for the second time and grab round the back. As you throw the arm out, you're going to kick the hips out. That bumping of the hip is going to upset the balance or kind of uproot the feet slightly. So as you strike backwards, you're going to take them back and across your hip. Now from here, we shoot the hand forwards here. And in the first one, I said stay connected to the arm. This is a very good thing to do in basic level. As we described earlier on with that almost shingy movement that we have, the hand is just going to sit above. So as you push your right hand underneath, you're encouraging that energy to come back into the body by letting your hand just sit over the top of your forearm. So on a Qigong level, you'd be like this, encouraging that energy to come back to the center. Now, as we step through, we're going to first have to set the left toes. Step through in almost like an arc. Now, from here, the hands turn over, double palm, and you just fire straight across the body with both palm strikes. Step through, and that's going to be the end of the form. At a kind of intermediate level, that's all the information that you probably need to know. Once you've covered all of your basic training, it should almost be instinctive how you do these movements. You're trying to increase the amount of power that you put into each of these postures. If you want to do it for Qigong, I suggest that you just practice twice as much and then just start to slow things down. There is Fa Jing included in the Qigong methods, but the hardest part of this is going to be able to get the control and be able to move without thinking about it too much. Once you start to get to the more advanced levels of Bagua, the circle changes completely. The circle can be massive, the circle can be tiny. The idea is that you just have the correct orientation and you're really trying to focus on the body feeling and how to generate the energy. Basic training will always be important, but make sure that your focus changes from being pedantic over the particular postures and going into the body feeling and how it's starting to affect the energy within all the meridians and how you're going to get the most health and benefit out of it. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. I will get onto the fighting applications. I just need to kind of collar in some of my friends so I can hit them a little bit. I'll see you in the next one. The next one is going to be Hawk, but hopefully in the next week or so, I'll be able to film the fighting applications for most of these forms and then start to edit those videos for you. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.